Um, so I have like a general inquiry. English. General inquiry. Now,
Right.
I haven't dated since 2013.
All right.
That's 11 years ago. Now, if you think back to 2013, most of you can't, the dating scene was different. There was no, like, Instagram had just come out. There was, like, I don't know if dating apps existed. I don't know. But the influence was not there. You met someone in the wild. I met my ex-husband in the wild. It was great. It was a great time.
If you met him in the wild and it was such a great time, then why aren't you guys together?
Dating was beautiful. It was so non-toxic. It was great. Coming out of a divorce 2.5 years ago, and like I've seen people in between, dated it a little bit, but now I'm like throwing myself back out there. What happened? What?
Men have caught on to the tricks of modern women, and they say, you know what? Instead of this continuing to happen to me, let me try my hand at it. Let me see about this soft guy, soft girl era thing that you guys keep talking about. Drizzle.
Like, when did humans become not humans? When did, like, women and men, relax, and men become, like, a choice? Or, like, something that you just, like, are like, no, I don't like that one, swipe. Or, like, oh, it doesn't work out with that one, no worries, because, like, I'll just find another one. Or, no, this is too hard, I'm leaving. Or, yeah, I thought I was ready, but, yeah, I'm really not. Or, I have too much trauma. So, these are all my problems, and they're probably going to affect our relationship, so, nah. Or, yeah, I really like you. And I want to keep seeing you and taking you on dates, but, like, you're probably not going to get a commitment from me.
Dang.
So we're just going to stay that way for a long time. Sorry? Like, what happened? Honestly, if there are genuine people out there, who just have old school values, maybe it's like a European thing, I don't know.
It's not. Modern women don't want to be traditional. They want the tradition given to them. Buy me clothes, cars, food, all of these other things, but I'll do whatever I want, whenever I want. The man has no authority, he has no say-so, and it's not to say that he should be controlling you and telling you how to live your life exactly to the T and yes sir, no sir, yes master. No, maybe not that, but if you're saying I want you to be the leader, I think that you're competent enough, then there should be not very many reasons that you continue to go back and forth with a man, especially if he's trying to do things for you, for the increasing of finances, of structure, of progress in the household. How is he going to get that done if you're all on his back? So at some point in time, when you're asking for something, you've got to give that back. But modern women don't seem to understand this concept.
I was going to say wog, but then you're going to be like, it's so offensive. It's not, if you are one. Where are the old school, like, nice traditional values? And, like, the normal dating. Like, send a message. Hey. Like, without being weird. You know what I mean? And, like, the not playing games. And just, like, I get it. It's hard to meet people in the wild. It is hard these days because everyone thinks you're, like, trying to crack on. No one knows what your intentions are. Like, I get it, 100%. But also, like, if you don't try, you'll never know. But also, please be normal. Like,
but men do know, though. They do know. Not based on some psychic or tarot card reading. They know because of what modern women told them. They know because of what they've experienced, what they've seen with their own eyes. Not just, oh, my grandmother way, way back when in the 1900s had this happen to her, and now we don't trust men at all. No, even in today's age, even in today's society, we're seeing these modern women act a complete and entire fool. And still want a man to come and wife that. Buy me a $10,000 to $15,000 ring, or whatever 3 months of your salary is. Pocket watching, expecting a man to accept that you don't like to wear clothes outside the house, that you like to walk outside the house with your hair all over the place, looking like this and looking like that. Don't keep yourself, don't want to be involved with him, don't want to cater to him, don't want to do anything for him. You show me before I give you any love back. That's what modern women say. You show me, you pay before I decide if I'm going to reciprocate any energy. So, yes, men know, unfortunately, in a lot of these situations with modern women, that absolutely, I'm about to waste my time, my money, and my resources on foolishness. I don't think so.
Like, I just want to meet someone really, like, just normal and nice and genuine. Who doesn't leave, who doesn't ghost. What's this ghosting? I never had that. I never had that 11 years ago. I never ever had that 2 years ago. What happened to the quality of people? I'm still stuck 11 years ago, and I love that. I think that's the best quality about myself, is I will always have old school.
Again, you love it so much that y'all got divorced. Please tell me.
Traditional values. And I'm like, mate, there are not many of us left, and I know that there are men out there who would appreciate someone like me. But where you at? Where are ya? I'm waiting. Some people, like, I see some videos of, like, some people, and it's a little bit cringy. They'll be like, this is my official dating profile, like, on TikTok. But I feel like I've become one of them. I mean, that's a little, like, attention grabbing. I'm like, wait, DMs are going to be flooded now, like, relax. And they're usually, like, gorgeous men.
I think we found her. I think we found her. You talk this whole entire video about how humble you are. But really at the end of the video, we find what might be an issue. Oh, it's me. What a good guy's at. I'm looking for a good man. Oh, man. Don't worry about it. I got plenty of guys in my DMs. Oh, gorgeous guys. Don't worry about it. I got plenty of options. Dang. Just when a man wanted to be on your side.
But please don't DM me if you're like an old man. That's all I ask. I'm 29, single mum, yeah?
Oof.
I'm not saying like it's my dating profile. 29, single mum. No, because we get it. Baggage. But also, maybe I would meet my husband through TikTok. Should I do a series, a dating series? I'm intrigued.
You got time. Why
Let
not?
me know what I should do. Let me know what I should do. Should I try and find my husband on TikTok? All I ask is that you're not a creep. Please, just That's all. That's all.
You're asking for a little bit more than that, but once the right man presents himself, you'll tell him instantly, you're disqualified. I'm looking for this. But I thought you said you just didn't want the man to be a creep. Yeah, but then I also wanted him to be 6 feet. I also wanted him to make a little bit more money than $80,000. You get it.
Anyway, that's all I have to say. Enjoy your Wednesday.
Women will complain about where all the good men have went, yet they're the same ones always choosing the same men that are out there to use them. when you're asking where have all these good men went, instead you should be asking yourself, why am I not going for these good men? Why am I looking in places where there are only bad guys at? Is it because I'm so comfortable being with these manipulative guys that I don't want to give these nice guys a chance because I may find it unattractive how they're willing to do a lot of things to make me happy, and instead I would want a guy that is more selfish and all about himself, because to me it looks like a strong and masculine figure. Follow me.
Where are all the good men hiding? Now, I seem to have this track record. I meet the manipulative, emotionally commitment phobic, not very kind men, and they come in like sheep in wolf's clothing, like I don't know it's happening, or I'm just a really bad judge of character. So guys, please tell me, where are you all hiding? Like, because you're not here. You're not in the bars. You might be in the gym, but you don't talk to me. I don't know, do I need to go and start walking in fields, or like go and sit in more cafes than I already do? Where have all the good men gone? Or are they just, have they given up? Because I just want to find one. Please, tell me the secret, because I cannot take another not very kind person. Ugh. Thanks.
I think honestly, you know, if you would spend more time studying men the way you study the radical feminist vocabulary, the radical feminist agenda, then you might actually have a decent shot at getting a man. Because at that point in time, you would actually understand what a man is looking for, what a man needs. And you would actually, if you were interested in a man, try to do those things. And you would also know if a man was interested or he was playing games. But that'd be too much like right.
Nothing is funnier to me than when men complain that women only want the top 1% of financially successful men.
Why is that funny? If we're to believe this, it would seem that 99% of the men out there don't have a chance with the majority of women who have these sorts of expectations.
When women have been subjected to unrealistic beauty standards for like what? At least a century.
And apparently this is a competition of who has it worse.
The rise of plastic surgery, the rise of EDs, all because men only want to date the top 1% of beautiful women.
Well, if that were the case, then the majority of women, 99% of them, would never have a date or any kind of relationship.
Like if hypocrisy could pay my bills.
I have a feeling it does.
Women are superficial for going after the wrong qualities in men.
That's actually the definition of what superficial is. Only going after those qualities that are on the surface, like money and appearance. Do they not teach these things in school anymore?
The happiest groups of people by demographic are single women and married men. Google it, baby.
Is Google a verifiable source of research material now?
So what does that tell us, class? That marrying the wrong man depletes you. You are better off to be alone for the rest of your life than to settle for a scrub.
Then there should be a lot of happy women out there. But social media says otherwise.
Women have to be subjected to looking in the mirror for the majority of their life and feeling like they're not good enough. Then I feel like that guy can work a few extra hours at the office.
I think we're about to see the rise of happy single men.
You know, it really is unfortunate because women, modern women, continue to say this. I'd rather be single and alone than marry a bum. Okay, then why aren't you single? Then why aren't you alone? If you wanted to be alone, what are you doing on this app telling people that you want to be? What kind of sense does that make for you to keep on telling us that you want to be single and alone? It's the same thing as women saying, I'm strong and independent. I don't need a man. I don't need one. I don't need a man. And then secretly expecting somebody to come help them, specifically a man. You know what happened? I said I was strong and independent, didn't need no man. But no man came and helped. It's like these modern women try to use reverse psychology. And because men understand the game, they always did, but because they said, well, we know what you're doing, but this is our role in society. But now you've gotten blatant with it. You've gotten loud with it. You've gotten demonstrative with it. Oh, not only do I not need you, I'm going to tell you that I don't need you. Oh, and by the way, you going to still come over here and do this. You going to still come over here and make sure we good. We safe. Me and my kids. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to go ahead and have 5 kids. By 5 baby daddies. And you're going to step up and you're going to take care of all of them. Because you're a real man. And you're a real man because I say so. Modern women logic.
Why would I help a man get on his feet if there are men who are already standing up?
Oof, that is very brave of you to assume that the men already standing up would want to be with you. So, very brave of you. Also, have you ever heard of the expression, if you don't want to be with them at their lowest, you don't deserve them at their highest? Yeah. Last I checked, men want a woman who is kind and compassionate and giving and loving. That's basically the most valuable thing you can bring to a man. If you act like that, then yeah, I'm sorry, it's not gonna work.
A masculine man will never be attracted to a controlling, critical woman. The masculine needs to feel respected and appreciated for his leadership and his strength, but a controlling woman robs him of that. That being said, a woman will rarely try to control a man that she respects, trusts, and feels safe with.
What annoys me lately with the culture of I want a man to do this and pay for this, you do not look up to par to be asking for the things that you are asking for. Bro, no, you don't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of.
Rubbing panties together.
Rubbing panties
and you
together.
expect a man to come in and take care of you. You not even taking care of yourself.
You're not taking care of yourself.
Leave the rich men for the rich. That's
and
what
leave
I'm saying.
The tall men for the tall. I just wanted to throw that out there too.
No, for real, that is so annoying. Like, I hate seeing a girl who don't got together and she'd be like, no, because this what he got to do.
Because this what he got to do.
You don't even do that for yourself.
You don't do that for yourself. Your hair's not even done. Your nails are chipped. Like, I'm sorry. That really annoys me so much. And it's just like, that's the standard nowadays.
So, I'm leaving Target and I just had this thought, like, wow, it's just so many beautiful, educated Black women in Atlanta. Like, what the heck am I doing here? Like, the pickings are too wide. It's not enough men out here. Like, no wonder why I'm single, because there's literally so many women. They can have a different, these men or women, whatever you like. I like men. So these men could literally have a different bed, a different nice woman every day. Like, a good girl. Like, which states are the men in? Where y'all at? Where? Black men, brown men, shit, white men, blue men.
The real reason why women lead more happier lives than men is most of them don't have wives.
If you're thinking about abandoning your wife and kid, this is a great time of year to do so. From what I've seen on the Hallmark Channel, a young, wealthy bachelor businessman is going to swoop into town around Christmas and be willing to give up everything for a middle-aged single mom in debt with no future. This guy's going to be like, why would I want to run my father's billion-dollar business when I could decorate Christmas trees for a living and exist in poverty? Sure, we won't be able to afford groceries, but we can get our calories by sipping hot chocolate. What I'm trying to say is leaving your wife and kid is one of the most romantic things you can do. Follow for more sound advice like this.
Some good men's out there. But then what it is now, it's the women. It ain't the men no more. The women going bad.
You gonna flip the script on us?
Yeah, it's the women done going.
You a woman yourself.
I'm a woman myself, but I don't do half the things I see these women do now.
They don't care no more.
Well, that's when the men don't respect them. That's why. Let me tell you something, Amber. You got to give a man respect to get respect.
31.
What do you got for me? What are we talking about tonight?
When you say things like, for instance, like the kid thing, you say a man wants a woman that's childless, but then how many men that are 30 and childless?
Stream of consciousness. First off, in our Black community, 51% of the men are single and childless. Over half of them. Did you think the number was that high?
I haven't met many men that
is
are
that
kidless.
51% of Black men. 51% of black men are single and childless. Please, let's not argue the validity of the stat unless you're going to come with a more valid number.
Whose statistic is that? Where are you getting that reference from?
See what I mean? This is from the census, the CDC, the Department of Health. Why is that so? This is what I mean. This is what our women will do. Question the number because it doesn't line up with your anecdotal experience. So you expect men to give you the number and then you want to question how the number. Tell me where you get your number from. The thing you said, well, you expect women not to have children, and then what percentage of men over 30 don't have kids? Where you get your number from?
I didn't have a number.
Well, where'd you get your thought process from?
From my experience.
Exactly. So what's more valid? So why are you questioning the numbers, though?
That's a question.
Because in the black community, women are allowed to have their feelings over facts.
I don't know about that. Feelings over facts.
You want another one? 80% of black women are overweight and 80% of that number are obese. That BMI is not right. That's white European standard. Somebody like it. I'm not fat. I'm just thick. Dismissing of facts.
I was reading a post on Reddit yesterday, and a woman was asking men, do men just not approach women anymore? And she was given an example when she was out and made eye contact a few times with somebody, smiled, they smiled back, but it never went anywhere. And this one guy commented and provided a list of like 10 or 11 items, one of which he said that women have made it clear that under no circumstances should you ever approach us. I'm not going to try to deny the fact that women like that do exist. There are women who have had it up to here with being approached, but I suspect I know why. The first reason is that they are just tired. They're done. They've given up on men and they're done. However, I think the second reason is because men don't discern whether or not they want to be approached. They are not paying attention. They are not reading the room, watching for the cues to indicate that the woman actually wants to be approached. And I'll give you a couple examples. Woman A is at the gym. You make accidental eye contact with her. She doesn't reciprocate. She continues working out. She's actually avoiding eye contact for the rest of her workout, and she's just focused on doing what she's doing. That woman does not want to be approached. Okay? She doesn't. Woman B, you make accidental eye contact. She smiles. Perhaps it happens again after a few minutes and she smiles again. Maybe she even moves closer to you and to a machine closer and smiles again. That woman is indicating that it is safe to approach. This is another one of those situations where I feel like as a woman we can't win, because men will still approach us even though we're not giving them any indication that we want to be approached, and we're in fact giving them all the reasons to not approach us. They'll approach us anyways. We end up rejecting them, politely even, and then we're the ass. Then it's thrown up their hands. Women are difficult. Women aren't approachable. And, you know, so yeah, enough with the black and white thinking. Like, if she's smiling at you, say hi. You know, don't make it weird, but introduce yourself. She's obviously cool with starting a conversation. But to just throw your hands up and be like, women don't want to be approached, that's not the case. There are people out there who are interested in dating, are interested in meeting people. Shoot your shot.
Modern women don't have any cues. It's just whenever I want it to happen. They say, here's a game plan, here's a blueprint, but then they just be flat out lying. But keep on telling men how they should be approaching and reading the room, when, quite honestly, modern women don't read the room themselves. That's why they're single.
I don't argue. I don't want to talk about a relationship. If I got to talk about the relationship, then we're not in the relationship. We're walking through your anxiety and through your fears. Because if you're in this relationship, then you're loving me, you're hugging me, you're touching me, we're holding hands, we're laughing together. All this talk about this, no, you're giving me anxiety. I don't want to argue. I just want to smile. And if I'm 52 and God blesses me to live another 20 years, that means I got more days behind me than I do ahead of me. I'm not letting anybody waste not one fucking moment of my life. I'm going to enjoy this ride. And if I need to be alone to enjoy it, then that's what will happen.
How about you actually up?
And that's easy. I'm like, oh, my bad.
You are easy to admit.
My bad. I'll do better.
I would never introduce any of my guy friends to a woman and be like, you should date him. He's a great guy. Never. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. And before you go off on me being like, wow, what's wrong with you? How can you have such horrible male friends? They're not. As far as I know, based on my experience as a female friend to them, they seem like great guys. They're respectful, they're nice, they're trustworthy, I feel safe around them. Would I bet another woman's life on it though? Absolutely not. Dating a man is the most dangerous thing a woman can do. And before all the men come in here like, you're so bitter and lonely, I'm actually happily married. And I've been with my husband for 9 years. But I vetted him myself. That's on me. I took that chance and I took that risk. I would never push a woman into a relationship with a man and vouch for him. Ever. Every single day, women are being unalived by men they are dating, by ex-boyfriends, by baby daddies, by male family members, okay? It happens every single day. And as much as I know these guys, no offense to them, I do not know how they would behave in every single scenario, okay? I'm not the one sleeping in bed next to them every night. And even though I've seen them in relationships and things seem to be okay, again, I don't know their intimacies. I don't know, have they gaslit that woman? Have they manipulated her? I have no idea. From everything I'm hearing, it doesn't seem like that has happened. But again, I cannot guarantee it. When you get in a relationship, you come in with your guard up and you go through steps to vet that person. I truly believe that if another woman that you trust comes to you and she tells you, I know this guy, he's a great guy, I trust him, have fun, you are gonna have your guard slightly lowered because you trust this woman to have your back. So you're going in already more vulnerable than you already are. And that's not a good place to come from. And the anxiety that would cause me, constantly thinking that it's my fault if something goes wrong, because again, I vouched for this person. And maybe one day he could snap. I have no idea. But I am not willing to gamble with another woman's life.
Modern women really have to stop saying stupid stuff like this. This is a dumb take. You just said that these are good guys. And then you said they seem pretty good in relationships. Everything seems to be going okay. No, women are saying that they are terrible, but I can't guarantee that. Idiot. You can't guarantee anything. How do you guys feel comfortable getting on here and talking about how terrible men are and how you cannot trust men, and silly people in the comments be co-signing this? It made perfect sense. No, it doesn't, stupid. If you use your brain, it doesn't make very much sense that they would be friends and she would say, I don't know if you can trust him. Then how can you trust him? How can you trust your husband? Even, I think I actually commented, and they, well, you know, most guys, they would say, you know, if you're a good friend, but if it comes to dating my sister, no, you can't date my sister. Listen, I see what you're saying. That's a great point. But also, you have to understand, we're talking about how men are terrible. You can't trust any man is what's being said, what's being put forth here. And so now you're relying on another man to avoid another man. So you trust one man to tell you which man to avoid, which is how it should be. And it should be vice versa for women. Hey, mama, what you think about this lady? I don't know. Hey, grandmama. Hey, sister. Hey, niece. I got some. What you think about going? I ain't got. What you think about what's going on out here? What you think about this lady? Well, I don't know, Unc. Might want to leave her alone. Hey, best friend. What you think about her? I don't know, friend. That's how it's supposed to go. I wish these women would stop trying to denigrate and trash men out of nowhere for no reason. Of course, nobody can say or guarantee 100% that the man's going to be a good man. All you can really say is, hey, man, you seem to have this in common with him. Here's her number. Why don't you call her? And we'll know what to do from there. She still has to do the work. This is where modern women they just can't get it right. You still gonna have to do work regardless. The only thing people can do is recommend. That's why companies have disclaimers. Hey, this is a disclaimer. Now, sometimes these disclaimers is lazy, but what they're saying is, hey, in most circumstances and cases, this is going to be what this is. But once again, do your own due diligence and understand and recognize that you're making your own decision. You don't have to go all the way and say, well, I can't really guarantee that, man. He's trash. It's just, hey, this guy to me has been X, Y, and Z. He does this. Y'all seem to have this in common. Why don't y'all give it a try? But girl, I'm just saying, he has a tendency to do this. So if you're all right with that, you good. Hey, I'm gonna be checking. Hey, let me know. Cause I'm gonna whip him into shape, or let me know. I'm gonna get on to him. Just whatever it is. These are grown women that can handle themselves, right? They're boss babes. They're strong, independent women that don't need no man. They've got their stuff together in their 30s. So let them have it. Give it to them so they can make the decision. Oh, but wait, modern women don't want to use any type of critical thought. So just don't do it at all.
I had to stop listening to dating advice from you little TikToker. Because first of all, some of you are like 21 years old of age, which I'm a decade older than you. What am I listening to you for? But it gets under your skin sometimes. It's like all these little games and rules, and no one's vulnerable and no one forgives anyone, and everything someone does equals this thing. And it's like, excuse me, aren't people a little more complicated? Isn't there some nuance to be had? Why are we saying things like, they just don't like you, they just hate you, that man hates you? My God, why are we being so mean to ourselves? I don't like drastic conclusions like that. I like to imagine that we are a little bit more complex than that. I have to scroll now every time I see a dating video. And I know this is technically one. But I'm just saying, you gotta live your life. You gotta go with your instincts.
I just did something that I would normally never do, and I left a voice note for a guy who was ghosting me, I think. Okay, so I went on a really good date with this guy last week, and then he called me to ask me on a second date. I missed the call. He left me a voicemail, so I called him back the next day when I was done working. So like a little under 24 hours later, and I left him a voicemail, just being like, hey, got your message, just call me back when you can, or text me, like either one is fine. You know, with the intent of sorting out the details of said date. Anyways, I never heard back from him, which I thought was so strange, because who calls someone to ask them on a date and then ghosts them when the person tries to call them back? So I left him a voice note, which I was going back and forth on this, but I was like, just on the off chance that he missed the voicemail, I would feel so silly if like that's why we don't date, or at the very least don't go on a second date. So I did follow up. I never follow up when I think someone's ghosting me, because like I cannot be bothered. But I was like, maybe there's like a 2% chance he didn't see the voicemail. And I also said in my voice note that I just sent, I was like, yo, if you're ghosting me, it's like, it's fine, we went on one date. But also on the off chance that you did not see my voicemail, I left you one. I would normally never do that, but I cannot fathom someone calling me to ask me on a date and then ghosting me because I missed the call. I guess it's possible, but I just can't imagine that. So I will let you guys know if I'm being ghosted in the weirdest situation of all time.
There are men out there that will take advantage of you in regards to the things that you can do for them. And I really believe that the less you do for a man, the more that they do for you. Men don't fall in love with you the more that you do for them. This was actually said by my own guy friend. He told me that the girl that he had to work really hard for, the girl that didn't give him much at all to work with, she was very spacey with replies to him. She'd only talk to him very here and there. She would not give anything to him. She would not pay for him. She would not do any of that stuff that I see a lot of girls doing these days. But it made him way more intrigued with her. He was absolutely obsessed with her. He wanted to do more for her because she was doing literally nothing for him at all. Now, counter this with a girl that he met the other day, and she completely liked him immediately, okay? She offered to literally pay for his trip to Vegas for his birthday, and she was just offering all of these things that she could do for him. And what does he do with that? He literally is like, that's cool and all for him, but he was not, like, that did not make him like her more. You know what I mean? And she was a really cool girl, was what he said, but it didn't get him to want to really do anything for her whatsoever. In fact, he told me that he'd honestly would rather be with her just so he can get the most out of this girl. So all I'm telling you is men know that they will not appreciate you as much if you're doing so much things for them, especially if they haven't really earned it, Or even then, if you are putting them on a pedestal and you're offering all of these things that you can do for them, they don't appreciate you that much. The more you prioritize yourself as a woman and less on that man, the more he will be drawn to you, because that's just how their brains work. And you know what my guy friend said to me as well? He said, Ashley, you need to get the most out of these men. Get the most out of these men, because they know we hold a lot of power. They know that our energy is priceless, and they will do what it takes for the right girl. So promise, you're allowed to ask for whatever they want to ask for. And if someone is not going to do that, someone else will. This is confirmed with my own guy friend. And I asked him, okay, so this girl that's doing all this stuff for you, like, does that make you like her? And he's like, no. The girl that I had to work really hard for is way more intriguing to me and way more interesting. That just keeps me on my toes, and I'm like obsessed with this girl. So you need to make these men like obsessed with you. Do less. I promise you'll get way more in return.
The less you do for a man, the more they'll do for you. And we had a clip where the woman had the audacity, the unmitigated gall, as Stephen A would say, to sit up here and say, I can't guarantee what a man is going to do. I just can't risk it. Can you risk modern women continuing to say stupid stuff like this? Apparently so.
I did not expect for all of you guys to agree with me in my recent video about how hard it is to date. I was actually hoping for some advice, but apparently all of us are on the same boat, and there's just no men out here to date. And that just like leads me to the question of why. I know I'm picky as hell. Like every one of my friends say how picky I am and how it's just like, it's going to get me nowhere, and I get it. But I also know what I bring to the table. So I'm just like, you got to be picky because I don't want to settle. And it's been this long. Why would I settle? But what is it about these men out here that's causing all of us in the comment section to realize that we're all single? Doesn't that seem a little strange to everybody that there was so many people that were commenting that they were just single too, and they have been for many years, and it shouldn't be this hard, right? Like, where are the good men? Also, the people in the comment section, men, that are giving us advice on why we're single because, and then it like leads into something really rude and just like judgmental. You're the people we don't want to date.
Stop complimenting a woman on her looks. This is the worst way to build attraction with the woman that you first meet. I'm not saying that you should never ever compliment a girl on her looks, but if you are meeting her for the first time, if you are approaching her, if you are getting her on a first date, if you are on a first date, don't compliment her on her looks. The reason why is because this is actually not going to take you as far as you think. While women like a nice compliment, it's going to go further if you just leave that out altogether. And if you're just dying to give a woman a compliment, then focus on her behaviors and her actions other than what she actually looks like. She gets these kinds of compliments all the time, so it's not going to be any more special coming from you.
And some of the stupidity even spills over to the men too. So there you go.
Babe, I've told you that when you put the cups on the racks like that, it doesn't really get clean. You have to put it inside the compartment.
I've been doing dishes a long time. When I do them, they get clean too. So there's not a right or wrong way here.
My way actually gets more in there so you can get more clean. The way you're doing it is just not as efficient. Time out. I need you to look at me for a second. Whoa, where did you come from? When you came in this room, you could have looked at that man and praised him, thanked him for the work that he's doing in the home. Instead, you chose to criticize how he was doing it. You have to understand that when it's done my way, we get way more clean, and they actually are cleaner that way. This is the man that you've been asking for weeks, probably months, to do his part around this house, right? To take responsibility for his role in this home. Now that he's doing it, instead of thanking him for doing what you asked, you're going to nitpick at the smallest thing? That's ridiculous. Let me ask you, does it really matter in the grand scheme of things how the dishwasher is loaded? Is that going to make or break the safety or health of your family? Why would he want to take ownership in his house? He's constantly criticizing the way that he's trying to fulfill that. I guess I can see that. I can understand. Every one of these situations is a choice for you. It's a choice to build your husband up and thank him for stepping in and doing what he should be doing in the home, or to tear him down for how he's doing it.
Sweetheart, we all get tired. We all get headaches. Men too. But I can tell you this, I don't care how tired my husband is, how stressed he is. I don't care how bad his headache is. Let me put something in his face. Wait, pause. In his face? I don't. Yes, I do. My point is, if I came home and I wanted it, and he said he had a headache, or let's wait till tomorrow, child, you know how we are as women. We might not say it out loud, but in our head, what the heck? Something going on. Something going on. I don't know what it is, but I'm about to find out. Wait, stay calm. Before you do another thing, just try again. One more again. Babe, stop playing. I'm trying to see you. And if he say it again, it's gonna be some problems. Serious problems. So if we react like that because we think something might be going on, how do you think it makes them feel when we reject them over and over and over again? Oh, I'm ministering to myself too, because that used to be me. Every now and then it is, but I'm doing a lot better. You know, with them hair vids. You see, when I started really thinking about how it made him feel to get rejected so much, I figure it may not be every time he wants it, but can he really get it just about any time? Say it with me. Yeah. Even when I'm tired, and I'm tired today, I'm gonna stay woke. I'm just rest my eyes. I'm woke, babe. I'm woke.
Another day, another dollar. Let's pack my husband's lunch for work. But first, I just want to say, who would have known so many people would get triggered just by me taking care of my husband? And I honestly can't do anything but laugh at this point because some of the things you people comment is just insane. But honestly, all of the hate just gives me more engagement, so you guys can keep doing what y'all are doing, I guess. And as people say, misery loves company, and at this point, I just feel like people are projecting. Especially the women that comment, I can't wait till he cheats on you. Like, babe, you need to go to therapy for real. Some of y'all have never been in a loving and healthy relationship, and it clearly shows. When you are truly loved, feel secured and taken care of, you will do anything for your partner. My husband literally busts his ass 6 days a week just so he can take care of our family. So you better believe I will be waking my ass up at 5 o'clock in the morning every single day if it means that he gets to have something good to eat while he's busting his ass in the field. And I do all of this because I choose to. I want him to know that I appreciate and love everything he does for us. So you guys can keep hating all you want, but I will continue to take care of my husband.
Welcome to 5 things your man wishes you knew. Let's get into it. Number 1, men tend to be creatures of the present. That little argument or kerfuffle that you got into 3 weeks ago that you're stewing on and getting more angry about but you haven't mentioned, yeah, he hasn't thought about it since. Us women tend to think about the things that have happened in the past and overanalyze things over a period of time, and sometimes we can get ourselves pretty worked up. But for him, he's left the moment in the moment, so you have to tell him if you're still upset about something. 2, he wants you to take an active interest in his interests because nothing would thrill him more than being able to nerd out with you on the things that he loves. Of course, there are many more categories, but feel free to use these as reference. 3, men like to be nurtured, and food and snacks are a good way to get to their hearts. I mean, this is honestly just basic evolutionary biology. 4, it is very important for your guy to have adequate bro time with his bros to discuss bro things. Life hack, use this time to have a girls' night out with your girls. Everybody wins. 5, guys love it when their girls initiate intimacy. Extra credit for outfits, cosplay, and costumes. As always, thanks for watching. Like, follow, and let me know what you want to see next.
When you're stressed, if a woman can talk about what she's feeling, what she's missing, what she's not getting, that will actually raise her estrogen level, and her stress levels will go down. Now, if a man is stressed and he talks about his feelings, his stress will only increase. That's a big aha, because every time a man is stressed, he'll stop talking. And when he stops talking, women panic because they don't know what's different. And they want to go in there. What are you feeling? What's going on? And if he starts talking, he'll just feel worse and worse and worse. And if he's a little frustrated with her, annoyed with her, and he sort of backs off, he's mulling it over in order to let it go. Just like a woman would talk about things to let it go.
I've been talking to a lot of men recently, interviewing them for the Kingdom Cypher, and I have some questions. Where is your wife keeping your balls? I've heard so many men who are literally compromising and becoming resentful of their wives and themselves and making these sacrifices of their desire because of her emotion. And it's like, no, this is emotional. If we're really wanting to have a conscious relationship, we have to both be in a long-term, a lasting relationship. We have to both be responsible for our own emotions. My emotions cannot become rules for you on what you can and can't do to protect me from feeling my emotions. Are you serious? We are adults. Deal with your stuff. In no way should your fear or, your sadness or your anger or whatever it is become rules about my autonomy. I will support you. I will give you the compassion that you deserve. I will hold space. I will hold excellent space. I will give you empathy. I will reassure you. But what I will not do is change and let you put a rule or a boundary on me because of your story, because of your narrative. That is for you to work on. And when I have my stuff, that's for me to work on. Let's work on our stuff together. Let's grow as individuals together. Not compromise. No.
This is all men be saying. Hey, listen, if I'm going to take you out on a date, going to continue to pay for the date, what do I get in return for that? What value do I get out of it? Well, you just get me, my friend. Yeah, but you're not even asking any questions. Like, you're really not trying to take care of me like that. You just basically, in so many words, spending all my money, and I got to pay for every single thing that you're doing. But then you can't even so much as get me a box of cookies. I'm getting you roses every week. I'm going out of my way to bring you lunch. You want Starbucks? I'm sending that to your DoorDash. That's triple times the cost it would be if you take your silly behind up there and get it yourself. But it's just a gesture. Okay, fine. But then modern women give men nothing in return. How is a partnership going to work if you're not putting any time? You just want a man to put 100-0. At the very minimum, for a lot of these women, they want to do 80-20. Really 90-10. Really 95-5. They don't want to do anything. They want the man to do all the work. And then men are not trying to be your butler. That's the end of it. Period. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Until the next video, I'm out.